This is the story of a boy who fell hard, broke down, lost hope, but rose again like a champion. Because some dreams don't die, they fight back. Jamal always thought life would be chill, like cruising down a sunny road with the windows down and the music bumping loud. But life had other plans, throwing him into storms he never asked for. His dream was to be a basketball star, the kind of dude people would cheer for, like he was already on TV. He trained every single day, sweating buckets, pushing himself even when his legs felt like jelly and his lungs burned like fire. Folks in his neighborhood kept telling him he'd never make it. They said dreams were cute, but rent was real. They said the world wasn't waiting on some random kid from the block. He tried to ignore the noise, but those words sometimes hit harder than any foul on the court. Still, Jamal kept grinding, holding on to hope like it was his last lifeline. His mom always told him, "Baby, don't you ever give up. Life's gonna test you, but you gotta clap back stronger." Her voice was his motivation, the beat behind every step. Every morning before school, he'd dribble the ball down the cracked sidewalk, shoes scraping concrete, pretending those old streetlights were bright arena lights. He whispered to himself, "One day they'll clap for me. One day I'll make it big." His sneakers were beat, and his jersey was hand-me-down. But his dream? That thing was huge. When he stepped onto the court, he felt unstoppable, like he belonged to something bigger than himself. Even when he messed up plays or lost a game, he kept going. Because hope wasn't just some fancy word. It was his hustle, his power, the fire that kept him shooting, running, jumping, even when the world seemed ready to block him at every turn. He believed greatness comes to those who stay hungry, and Jamal was starving for success. One Friday night, everything came crashing down like a bad joke. During a big game, Jamal went up for a layup, feeling like he was flying. But the second he landed, his ankle twisted weird, and a loud pop shot pain up his leg like lightning. He fell hard. He tried to stand up, shake it off, act tough, but he dropped again. The whole gym went silent. His coach ran over, teammates staring like they'd just watched a dream break apart in front of them. Jamal's heart pounded. This couldn't be happening. Not now. Not ever. They carried him off the court, his face buried in his jersey so no one would notice the tears slipping out. At the hospital, the doctor came in with that serious voice athletes hate hearing. The dude said, "Your ankle's messed up. You'll need time. Months, maybe longer." Time felt like the enemy. Months sounded like a lifetime. Those early mornings, late nights, and extra shots under the flickering court lights suddenly felt stolen. His confidence cracked. He wondered if the haters were right all along. Maybe he wasn't built for this. Maybe dreams were just lies people told themselves, so life didn't feel so unfair. Anger bubbled up. At himself, at fate, at that one wrong step. For the first time ever, the fire in his chest dimmed, flickering like it might just go out for good. Hope rolled away like a ball slipping into the dark, no whistle to stop the play. Everything he'd worked for felt 1 second away from disappearing forever. He sat at home for days, stuck on the couch, with his injured ankle wrapped like a burrito. His crutches leaned against the wall, almost laughing at him. Social media was blowing up with highlights of the game he couldn't finish. People posting, "What a shame," like they already closed the book on him. His phone kept buzzing, but he ignored it. He didn't want pity. He didn't want anyone telling him, "You'll bounce back," because he didn't believe it himself. Nights felt longer than ever. He'd stare at his basketball, sitting in the corner like an old memory. Every bounce he imagined in his head felt like a tease. His thoughts turned savage. Maybe I should just quit. Maybe this was never for me. That inner voice, the one that used to hype him up, now sounded more like a bully. He kept replaying the moment he fell, wondering if life was laughing behind his back. His mom tried to encourage him with soft words and warm meals, but he barely smiled. Even the sun outside looked tired. Jamal pulled his hoodie over his head and wished the world would just leave him alone. Days started blurring together. Same couch, same pain, same heavy thoughts. He felt broken, and not just his ankle. His heart hurt more. The dream he once carried so proudly now felt like a weight crushing him. Failure whispered in his ear nonstop. For the first time ever, Jamal didn't feel like the hero of his own story. He just felt stuck and defeated, like life had benched him for good. But then one morning, his best friend Marcus barged in like he owned the place. "Bro, get up, you look like a soggy French fry," he said, chucking a basketball onto Jamal's lap. Jamal rolled his eyes, but Marcus wasn't backing off. "You think the world ends just because you fell? Nah, that's part of the game. Legends don't quit when they trip." He dragged Jamal outside into the sunlight, forcing him into a chair near the driveway hoop. "You shoot. I rebound. Simple." Jamal hesitated, but his fingers curled around the ball like they remembered the feeling by instinct. He took a shot. Brick. Another. Airball. Marcus didn't laugh, didn't complain, just kept rebounding, feeding the ball back. "Keep shooting," he said. "If you quit now, you'll be mad at yourself forever." Something tiny flickered inside Jamal. Maybe a spark. Maybe the beginning of the fire coming back. His mom watched from the porch, smiling like she knew hope was sneaking back into his life. Jamal wiped sweat from his forehead, surprised he was even sweating at all. "I ain't done," he muttered under his breath, a little louder each time. One make turned into two. Two into three. Even sitting down, even injured, he could still hit shots. That feeling he loved, the swish, the smooth confidence, was still there. It wasn't gone, just hurt. That day, Jamal realized something important. Even if life knocks you down, the game isn't over unless you decide it is. Recovery became his new hustle. Physical therapy hurt like crazy, but Jamal showed up early, stayed late, pushed himself past every limit. The gym smelled like hope again. He strapped his ankle brace tight and kept moving, even when pain screamed stop. Sometimes doubt tried to sneak back into his head, but he kicked it out like a bad vibe. He kept telling himself, "I'm coming back stronger." The therapist noticed his drive, calling him a fighter. His coach checked in, saying the team missed him. Jamal nodded. He wasn't done. His story wasn't a sad one anymore. It was turning into something solid, something strong, something unstoppable. Then came the night of his first game back. The gym was packed, crowd loud like a festival. Jamal bounced on his toes, heart racing, but in a good way. When the whistle blew, he stepped onto the court with a fire nobody could ignore. First few plays, he passed more than he shot. Warning up, shot clock dropping. He took the three. Swish. The crowd exploded. His mama stood in the stands, clapping like her hands were on fire. Marcus yelled louder than everyone. Confidence shot through him like electricity. He hustled, he defended, he scored. Every move said, "I'm back, and I'm better." The final seconds rolled in, score tied, pressure heavy. The ball found him again, like destiny. He dribbled once, twice, stepped back, released. Time slowed down. The ball flew. The buzzer screamed. Swish again. Game winner. The gym went wild. Teammates lifted him up. His coach smiled like he'd known this moment was coming all along. Jamal looked up at the lights, breathing deep. He did it, not because he never fell, but because he refused to stay down. Now Jamal tells everyone who feels stuck, don't let one bad moment define your whole story. He knows setbacks don't mean failure. they mean you're still in the fight. He lives by the promise he made to himself in his darkest moment. Never lose hope. Because hope is the clutch player that shows up when everything seems lost. It's the voice that says, stand up when your body wants to stay down. It's the spark that turns broken into unstoppable. Jamal still dreams big, still works harder than the rest, still believes tomorrow can be better than today. His ankle has a scar, yeah, but that scar reminds him he's tougher now. When life throws shade, he shines brighter. When doors close, he kicks them wider. He knows storms will come again, but he also knows he's built for the comeback. And every time he steps onto the court, he proves it. So if you ever feel like giving up, think like Jamal. You're not done yet. The story's not over. Your win might be one more shot away. Hold on, keep going. Never lose hope. Setbacks don't stop winners. Your comeback is coming.